of the draft statement, paragraph 137.9.
Yes, I'm
That you see, there's a subheading, allegations concerning my involvement in Tembisa Hospital, and then the draft says, regarding past dealings with Tembisa Hospital, my company has previously responded to RFQs.
Yes, I see it.
Now, you read that yourself, but the impression was that, we're talking to the Tshwane district company, the franchise of the holding company. But in fact, that reference is actually to Black AK Supplies, Trading and Supplies.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Because that is the company where you supplied, you did various medical supplies to Tembisa.
Yes.
As I think you said, like if you want 100 or 1,000 water bottles or whatever, then those are the supplies that you make, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
So can you just confirm that is in fact the case?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Thank you. Now, tomorrow I will proceed, or later there'll be some other allegations relating to the health risk contract, which you also deal with in your draft statement. I'm not going to deal with them now. I want to move on to something different. When we started, we referred, you and I, when we started our discussion, with the lease agreement with Public Works for the property where the South African Police Services College is housed. And you leased that property from the Department of Public Works, but you still had not been given vacant occupation. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And it seems as if you still have not been given vacant occupation.
That's correct.
But the lease is still in place?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
let's take Honorable Nola.
Thank you very much. I would have thought that the SC will start with the pending issue where the witness said he needs to actually make a consultation in respect of the Medicare 24 contract. Remember, Chair would have pleaded with him to tell the committee as everything that he knows about the contract, and he would have been concerned that there are things that he will be unable to divulge, and we read to him the law that protects him to help this committee execute his task. So he said he's going to consult his legal representatives during lunch, and would have thought that when we come back now, the ST will touch that part, then we pass immediately. I see he's now in Tembisa and stuff. So I wanted to raise that, Chair, just to remind the committee. Thank you.
Chair, the witness may answer. We did confer briefly with Mr. Forbey, his legal representative, but it was more in relation to the Powers and Privileges Act, not specifically this issue. I am coming back. In fact, as I indicated earlier, we'll ask Ms. Matlala to deal with that aspect further of the health risk contract.
Yeah, no, let's proceed.
Thank you. Yeah, so we dealt with the lease. Then at paragraph 12 of the statement
of page 35 still
of your draft statement, yeah.
Are you still on page 35?
No, paragraph 12, it's on page 4 of your
12.
statement. 12.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Yes.
where you say, despite having a lease over the property, I could not access it.
Yes.
This is because SAPS members were still utilizing the hospital. We addressed a letter to the National Commissioner of South African Police Services through our then attorneys, and in paragraph 5 of the letter dated 19 January 2024, we stated as follows: through investigations, we established that the hospital was being used by members of the SAPS who has an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature with members of the police who are making sure that our client does not acquire occupation of the property. This particular facility had nothing to do with the tender awarded to Medicare 24 Swami. So just on that, so this letter, you say, you use the word we addressed the letter. Who would that have been?
I'm saying we as a company.
As the company?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So which entity?
Medicare 2420.
Medicare 2420, okay.
Yes.
And and then you say that through your investigations we established. What investigations are you referring to? Who did these investigations? And what was uncovered?
Okay, we uncovered that there is police officials who, firstly when we went there, we found some police officials and we went back to Public Works. And for the second time, when we tried to go there again to check whether they're still there, we found that there's doctors who are operating there, and then they do not have a lease with Public Works. So Public Works gave them a notice to vacate the premises, and then that's when I just learned that these doctors might be working with the police officials, senior police officials, to occupy that facility. So that's when I asked if this thing can be investigated, because I was not 100% sure of my assumptions, hence I wanted it to be investigated.
And who did you get to do the investigations?
I went to the head of National Detectives, General Sibiya.
To conduct the investigations?
Not to conduct the investigations, to check these allegations that I had just heard that there is police officials who are operating with the doctors there.
Yeah, I want to get to General Sibiya, but I'm still on paragraph 12. And the contents of the letter that your erstwhile attorneys wrote, where they say that through investigations we established that the hospital was being used by members of SAPS who has an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature with members of the police. So which investigations or investigator are you talking about?
When we said investigations, we're not meaning that we have appointed private investigators. I'm saying from what we heard, referring to investigations.
So it's just based on information
Yes.
that was gathered?
Yes.
And from there it appeared that the hospital was being used by members of SAPS who have an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature.
Yes.
Were there any other details from this information that was gathered by you and your lawyers at the time that you could share with the committee, and this relationship of a corrupt nature?
I've tried to for this thing to be investigated, but I've been stopped, and I didn't continue with it. So I didn't have any further information.
Yeah, but I'm asking about the information that was at that time at your disposal, and that your lawyers relied on when they wrote this letter to the National Commissioner to say from our investigations, it appears as if the hospital is being used by members of SAPS and they have an irregular relationship of a corrupt nature. So it's that information that I'm asking that you share with us.
It's the information that I just told you about, that there is doctors who are there, which even myself, I saw them there.
Yeah.
So who were operating without a lease. Already that thing, as it is, it was corrupt because they were operating unlawfully. Because I'm the one, even now, I'm the one who has the lease, but they are there. So whoever let them there, obviously, I suspected it was of a corrupt nature.
Okay, so that's what you meant?
Yes.
That these doctors are working there, operating there, without a lawful lease being in place?
No lease at all, yeah.
And for them to have done so, there must be some corrupt relationship between them and some members in the police.
Yes, obviously no one can come to your house and then you don't know who this person is. Someone must have let them in.
Okay. So, then you go on to say at paragraph 13, in January 2024, to address the situation, I met with Lieutenant General Sabia, who was then the acting National Commissioner. A meeting was arranged after I obtained his office details online.
Which is true?
So just elaborate on that statement.
Yes, I contacted him to arrange a meeting with him so that I can go there and lay my complaint.
Did anyone facilitate that meeting with Lieutenant General Sabia? Because you say you just obtained these office details online.
Yes, and then after that, obtaining it online, I sent him in an email. I think we gave you a copy of the email, dated 9 January.
No, we would like to have a copy of that email.
Yeah, we have. And
sorry?
it's fine, you'll get it. I thought by now you have it.
Yeah. Now, before then, did you know Lieutenant General Sabia?
No, that was my first time meeting him.
Yeah. So isn't it a bit unusual for any member of the public to simply go online, send an email to the acting National Commissioner or someone high up like General Sabia and arrange a meeting?
Unusual how?
Sorry?
When you say unusual, how? What do you mean when you say unusual?
I said, isn't it unusual for someone to look up the email address of a high-ranking police official, in this case, at the time, the highest-ranking police official who was acting National Commissioner, and then simply arrange a meeting?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. When you say unusual, I do not understand. What do you mean when you say it's unusual?
You hadn't met him before?
No.
You don't know him?
No, I didn't know him before.
And you send him an email request for a meeting and he is prepared to meet with you?
Yes, maybe if you can see the details of my email and then you'll understand why he agreed to meet with us.
Can you recall the contents of that email? What more or less?
I explained what you just read on paragraph 12.
Yeah.
And then I went further saying that I will institute legal action if my demands are not met.
So the basis on which you sought a meeting with Lieutenant General Sabia was that SAPS were refusing to give you vacant occupation of that hospital.
Yes.
And you thought that he could help or address the situation?
Investigate what was the problem, yes.
And you didn't get any assistance from any other party to have this meeting with General Sabia?
No.
So where did you meet him? At his office?
Yes,
Were the two of you alone?
with my lawyer.
So he met, and he was here on his own?
Yes.
What is his reaction to this? To your meeting with him?
He said he will get back to me.
Okay. And then you go on to say that you met with him again in February 2024.
Yes, that's correct.
Together with your legal counsel at his offices situated at Wachthuis 229 Pretoria Street, Pretoria.
Yes, that's correct.
Was that with the same lawyer you met him the first time?
Yes.
So by the time you met with him the second time in February 2024, was General Sabia still the acting National Commissioner?
I don't know about that.
When you first met him, how did you know that he was the acting National Commissioner?
I did not say that he was the first he was the acting national commissioner. I said the head of detectives.
Yeah. So again I ask, I mean, isn't it a bit odd that the head of the detectives, what is he going to do with assisting you with a lease agreement that according to you the police were not honoring?
He's the head of detectives. I wanted him to investigate the matter, and second of all, that college is for national police. It's not for provincial or whatever. That's why I went to him as a national detective.
So according to your statement, he then said that he would make his own inquiries and get back to you.
Yes, that's correct.
How long was the first meeting and how long was the second meeting?
It was brief, not more than 30 minutes, I would say.
Yeah. And then you go on to say that about 1 or 2 months later, you met with him again at his office.
Yes, that's correct.
And at that meeting, he told you that it would not be possible for you to take occupation of the hospital, despite the fact that you had provided proof of the award of the lease agreement contract with the Department of Public Works.
Yes, that's correct.
Did he give you any reason why you would not be able to take occupation of the hospital?
He said he took this to the national commissioner, and then he said to me, the national commissioner said, the police are using the hospital, and then they're not going to take any instructions from Public Works.
So was that the beginning of a relationship with General Sabia?
What relationship?
Well, I'm asking you, was that the last time you saw him, or did you see him again afterwards? And if you saw him again afterwards, in what connection did you see him afterwards?
Yes, I saw him again.
And in what connection was that?
It was regarding, it was long ago, it was regarding, he actually wanted to ask me, because he said he was investigating a kidnapping case. And then he asked me if, because the person who was being kidnapped is my very close friend, and he was asking me about him.
So how many times did you meet him subsequently?
3 times.
3 times.
Yes.
And what was it about? Was it about the same thing or different thing?
You asking how many times did I meet him?
Yes.
And I'm saying 3 times. I explained the first 2 times it was regarding the Public Works lease. And the third one, it was regarding the kidnapping case.
So you spoke to him about the PKTT case? Excuse me. Oh, the kidnapping case. So it's only on those 3 occasions that you met with him?
Yes.
And the kidnapping case, which case was that about?
It's a kidnapping of a friend of mine.
Of a friend of yours?
Yes.
And was that also during 2024?
Yes, 2024, yes.
And was he able to assist?
He was the one asking me questions. I did not need help from him. He's the one who called me and asked me questions about the kidnapping.
He called you?
Yes.
And where was that?
I don't recall the date.
So after your first 2 meetings, and both those meetings related to the lease agreement, isn't it?
Yes.
On the third occasion, when you met him, that was after he contacted you about the kidnapping of your friend?
The third time.
Yes.
Yes.
Which friend is this?
You mean his name?
Yes.
Jerry. His name is Jerry.
Jerry, and his surname?
Boshoga.
Machoga.
B.O. Boshoga.
B-O-S-H-O-G-A. Boshoga.
G. Golf.
G-E.
G-A at the end.
And why did he phone you about your friend's kidnapping? What did he know about the kidnapping? Why is he phoning you?
He was investigating it, I assume, because he's the head of detective.
Were you aware of the kidnapping?
Yeah, I remember when we were doing consultation, I told you that the police came to my house and they asked me about the kidnapped person. That was him.
Okay, so we're going to get to that. Was that after the first raid
Yes.
on your house?
The first one, yes.
Okay. So after he called you about the kidnapping, were there any other calls or any other interaction between you and Sabia, either telephonically, WhatsApp, email?
No, nothing.
In person? No, nothing.
Nothing.
Now, let's move to your you said